the eyes have it. Check out all these eyes. They're crazy, they're colourful, they're neon-y, and there's some flies. Of course there are flies with the eyes. How strange, how weird, how odd, how strange for my channel. It must mean that it's Froggy FriYAY! Let's go play! Hello everyone and welcome to NERDGOBLIN Art. I'm Lula. I have my resin ready and we're using Apex resin from Just For You Online UK. It's a 1-to-1 resin. And I have my eyes ready. I remembered this time. And we've got our JDiction UV resin, which I'm going to use to put those beautiful eyes in place. And of course, as usual, sellotape out to get rid of any cat hairs because, you know, they just materialize from nowhere. So when I'm putting in my goggly eyes, or just normal eyes like these, I like to put in a little bit of resin inside the mould, and then I like to put a little bit of resin over the eye as well. I have just found that doing this, I am less likely to get bubbles, and we don't like stinky bubbles, not at all, no. So just using my tweezers, they're very useful, silicone edged ones, and just make sure they're in place. They've already have a pen mark, so I know the direction the eyes are. Not that it helps me on this occasion, but we'll see later. It's fine, it's all fine. So both of those eyes are in place. Now we need to place all these other eyes. Oh my goodness. So I decided that I was going to UV resin a bunch of the eyes first. This way I know, because these eyes will float. So rather than doing a bunch of different pours, separate pours, and having to wait for hours on end, I thought, let's use some UV resin. So I'm just showing you the putting of them in. I make no sense. And I'm hoping, and it's all fine. You may have seen me just plot my silicone tool into my resin when I hadn't properly cleaned it from UV resin. Do not do that. It is not the best idea, but thankfully I had wiped it a little on the wipe that I had next to me, and then I just wasn't thinking and just plopped it in there for some reason. So I'm just doing the same as you saw me doing with the small eyes going into the actual eyes of the frog, and it's just putting a little bit of resin down and then putting some resin over the actual eyes. I'm also spraying them with isopropyl alcohol. I think I said that right. But anyway, and also I'll be getting out my UV lamp just to make sure it has a stronger light to it, and I can also do the other side. You do need to make absolutely sure that the UV resin is cured. on the other side of the frog, you know, which is the top of the frog. And that's why I'm making sure to use the JDiction lamp and having it turned on this side and turning it over to the other. This is my Super Sparkle White from Mini Scenes GB. It'll be linked in the description box below. So I'm popping this in here and I'm going to play you some music while we add all those other eyes.
Slide for the grand applause, doing moves just because. Tune rises high in the air, no one's got a single care. Fly snacks as a midnight treat, in this swamp we feel the beat. Echoes ring from shore to shore, from tonight we ask for more. Fly snacks as a midnight treat, in the swamp we feel the beat. Echoes ring from shore to shore, from tonight we ask for more. Frog happy yourself all night long, leap it left to a favorite song. On to life with Jubilee, dance to dawn, feeling free. Feeling free, feeling free, feeling free. Hop in the morning with a resin pond. My little green friends never steer me wrong, crafting their smiles from dawn till dusk. In a world of frogs I put my trust. Paintbrush dancing with a joyous spree, frogs on canvas looking back at me. With every stroke a life unfolds, in their tiny eyes a tale that's told. Froggy Friday, let's get creative. A world of frogs so bright elated.
today. As long as I'm making frogs, I'll be okay. Air dry clay, a sculptor's dream. Frogs come to life, it would seem. Molding happiness in my hands, building little froggy lands. Clay dries out, but joy remains, crafting frogs through sun and rain. Green little pals born every day.
Just want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. I truly appreciate it. And thank you to my members. So this is a collaboration with Karen from The Dragon's Cave, Lisa from Girl in the Garage, and myself and Tim, the bass resonator. Everybody is welcome to join in and take part. You can email any one of us if you're in the Discord group for the YouTubers United, Crafty YouTubers United, sorry. You are so welcome to message and join in. We have a Froggy FriYAY chat stream there. You do not have to be well established. You could be brand new, and you're welcome. And it does not have to be resin. You can use any medium that you like. So come along and have a play.
Air dry clay, a sculptor's dream. Frogs come to life, it would seem. Molding happiness in my hands, building little froggy lands. Clay dries out, but joy remains, crafting frogs through sun and rain. Green little pals born every day, in my heart they always stay. Froggy FriYAY, let's get creative. A world of frogs so bright and live. Resin or clay doesn't matter today. As long as I'm making frogs, I'll be okay. As long as I'm making frogs, I'll be okay.
So we're doing well. I wish that I had found these goggly eyes, the neon ones, in different sizes, but I couldn't find any. I didn't look online. I got these in a local hobby craft shop. So I just pulled out my normal kind of goggly eyes, because everybody has goggly eyes in their drawer, because I knew there was a few different sizes in there, and I thought it'd be cool that because we've got the one set of eyes that are attached basically to the top of the frog, and then for an interesting perspective, having slightly different sizes in the lower part of the frog. And you've probably also seen me adding the little flies. So yeah, there are the flies in amongst the mix as well. And as per usual, I'm famous for this. No, I'm not famous for this. That's a bit dramatic. Every time I do these froggies, that's spring green from Let's Resin. And I plan on doing a 2-part pour. I never quite managed to make the right amount of resin needed for the first part. But that's fine, because Froggy FriYAY is a party, and we want more froggos to the party. I have my disco ball, stirrer, so these froggies like to party. So I'm mixing that in, and the mould that I pulled out, it's a newer one that I got from Temu. Not poured it yet. I've had a similar one that I accidentally ordered. I didn't realise it was I believe like a candle holder. It was a bit of a weird one. I genuinely didn't see it was written that. So I ordered this one and he came along just in my most recent order. I did a video on unboxing. I do want a bigger version of this one, but I can't seem to find it. But it is what it is, and he's a cute little frog. So just making sure that I'm pouring it. And as I'm doing the pour on this little frog, I keep noticing a bubble or two. So that's where I'm just going back and I'm just encouraging any bubbles just to come up. And of course, because I've not poured this mould before, I did want to take it slowly just to see if the resin wanted to make its own way into the feet. And of course, I end up putting in too much anyway. It's a lovely green as well, that. It is one of my favourites of the Lux Resin mica powders. Such a lovely colour to it. And of course, because I put the super sparkle glitter into the mix for the frog, it's also in this mix with the green, so I think it's going to be quite pretty. So just another spray of some isopropyl alcohol, and I just need these to cure. All cured up, and I opted for black. I and I add over what to use, what colours, and in the end, because I want to try something out that I saw Jelly Bean do, so I thought, okay, I'll do black. I did have to make up a bit more. I can't win. I either do too little or too much, but there we are. It's all fun. And as you can see on the right there, I also had enough to do my 2 little froggos, but I didn't see the need to film doing those ones. I've done them a few times now, and it was just filling with green. Excuse me. So just using my silicone tool just to encourage any of those bubbles from underneath the froggo's chin. Yes, I'm a broken record. If you're with me often, always check under the chin of these froggos for the micro bubbles. And you know, it's not going to hurt just to run your silicone tool around. And of course, what I'm doing here is, you know, where I've dropped some of the resin, where I wasn't as tidy. It's easy, you know, it just makes it easier when you unmold. It just means you've got a little less cleanup, which I like. I like a little less cleanup. And don't worry, I do use that the last little bit of that resin elsewhere. So using my heat gun just for a little blast under that chin for any of those bubbles. And I've used the same mica powder that I like using, and that will be linked in the description box below. So now it's the waiting game again, which was a very, very short moment for you guys. So here is the Froggy, the new one, and look at his little face. Oh my goodness, he got little warty things, little spotty things. He has such a lovely face. He's so cute. We'll colour his eyes in. He will give him some personality. Well, he's got a great personality, but we just want to show off that personality. So as you may or may not know, these little froggos from Temu are matte moulds. So if you want them to be shiny, obviously, you will need to either varnish them or give them a coating of UV resin. But either way, look at those little froggies, those babies. They are so sweet. And I do, and again, I'm saying it again, that green is gorgeous. You can see a little bit of that sparkle coming through as well, but you see a little bit more when we put some UV resin on there. So for your sanity, I have sped this part up. This is a process that I do to get them out a bit easier. I just use my dotting tool because I don't have long nails, just to free up all the toes. And then I like to run it around the edge of the bottom of the chin as well. And it just means it's just something that I find so much easier, especially with demolding them. I do recommend it. I do recommend trying it this way. So you pull them over the hips, just like that, because you've already loosened them from the toes. And because they're loose from the toes at the front as well, you just break that last bit of a seal and it's out. Ready. I love it. I love the eyes that move. Oh my goodness. I'm too easily amused. I really am. But look at him. He's amazing. He is absolutely amazing. And I love it. I love it very much. I'm really pleased with that. I don't even mind that his actual eyes somehow are a little bit wonky, but yay! This is so cool, but we're not finished yet. No, you must know me by now. So, Jelly Bean Crafts did this really cool frog recently. And of course I have neons, and because I've got the neon eyes, I'm using lemon green and pink by Let's Resin. This is it's like a tool for acrylic nails. It's a silicone thingamajiggy. I can't explain it. I don't do nails, but I watch Jelly Bean, and I will link her video in the description box if you'd like to have a little nosy at how she done it, because she knows her stuff. She's a very, very clever person. And thank you for showing us this. This is really cool. So, brushing on the colours that I want to use. I do have several of the neons from Let's Resin. I think I've got the whole set, in fact, but I decided just to go for the green, yellow, or lemon, as it's called on the bottle, and pink. There's like about four different kinds of pink in the set. So I decided just on these ones for now. And I'm using my brushy thingy majiggy thing. The name has escaped me. I'm sorry, you're probably shouting at the screen. I don't remember. I can't remember. But it's very useful. Wear a face mask with this stuff. It flies everywhere. And I mean, I'm wiping up my desk for quite a while after, because you might not see it, but a light will show it up. So I'm using titanium white acrylic paint to cover over. I don't understand how this works. It's just very cool. I've never seen it, never heard of it, but this is a technique that nail artists, nail technicians use, but because I don't like having stuff on my nails, it's just a weird thing of mine. I don't know if it's part of a sensory thing I have with my autism. Probably is, but it feels like my fingers can't breathe, so I don't like putting things on my fingers. I am going to try though. I've got some nail thingies coming and I want to have a little try, but I don't put stuff on. So that has to dry a little bit, so we'll put it to the side while we look at the crazy eyes. Look at them. They're looking at you. They're looking you that way as well. They can see you. Peekaboo. Oh my goodness, they rattle. I should have kept the sound in for that bit. I'm sorry. But they rattle, and Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm too easily entertained. I really am. And no, I'm not going to apologise. It's just the weird me, and I'm proud of the weird me. The sparkle in the legs in that black is beautiful. I really, really love it. So whilst that is drying, we're going to give that Froggo a beautiful pair of eyes. And we're not going to go crazy. I'm just going to be using my black Posca pen. These pens, you can get them all over if you're in the UK. Obviously, if you're not going to get them online, you can get them in places like Hobbycraft and The Range. Oh, hello! The little pussycat has just run in to see me. So just using the black Posca pen, and we'll give that a moment, and then I will use a white Posca pen as well, just to give a little glint in the eyes, because the little glint, it gives him a cheeky little look. He's a gent, obviously. I think he's friends with Gerald. He's bound to be. And Rufus. So I put a little bit in the nostrils. I was going to put some along the mouth, but I didn't like it. So straight away, I just got the isopropyl alcohol and a micro brush. Sprayed there, and I just wipe it away from the areas I don't want it. I didn't take it fully away from the nostrils. I slightly wiped because I still wanted the slightly darker shade in there. And I also just tidied up the eye a little bit. So don't panic. You know, if you're using any of the markers or pens, the isopropyl alcohol will really help you get anything up that you don't want to have. So I'm not even going to worry about any white of eyes or anything like that. You don't necessarily need to. You know they're frogs. You know they have eyes. These are very small. And I'm just going to give a little line, like Kermit the Frog lines, just across their little eyes. I'm not too worried. They're so small, and I think trying to put white on there, and I think they would look ridiculous. And you know, real frogs, their eyes aren't white anyway. You know, they could be green, just like their body and stuff. They could be yellowy and orange, or whatever. You get the point. You get it. So I'm going to get... Hello. Miss Winnie. Miss Winnie is being my friend. Per machine. So I'm going to put a little butterfly. These are available from places like Temu. They're just little, I think I found them, like, I typed in resin fillers. If you type stuff like that, and you find all sorts of interesting little bits and pieces, and these are just really lovely tiny little butterflies, and you can add them to makes like this, and you know, I think they're fab. I think you can also use them for jewellery, anything really, you know. Sky's the limit, it's your imagination. So I just pushed some ink from the white Posca pen because I don't have a small nib. So just popped it down onto my card there and used a micro brush just to give it a little dab of white on the black of the eye for that sparkle. And I'm sealing it in with some UV resin. I think it looks better this way. I don't like putting eyes on any of these resin makes and just leaving it. It looks unfinished to me, but that's my personal thing. You know, not everybody does, not everybody needs to, you know, in general, especially these Posca pens, they're not really going to come off too badly. And the Posca pens are acrylic based pens, so you know, if you're using those, unless you're like rubbing them excessively, which, you know, you might, I don't know, you know, each to their own. But check him out, isn't he a handsome boy? I love him. I love his little face. He's so sweet. And where these little froggies are concerned, I was tempted, in all honesty, just to leave them as they were. But then I thought, well, their eyes are very, very small. It won't look quite right if I only do their eyes. So I'm going to give them the covering. You could use a brush if you want to. You know, it is absolutely up to you. I just put some UV resin on and just wipe over with my finger. I find it easier. And I think it looks fine. But I'm not doing anything else with these guys. Oh, I do actually. No, I tell a lie. I tell a lie. I'm not doing anything else at the moment. But nothing spectacular. Nothing like that. So these do go under the lamp. A good 5 minutes is best because you don't want a sticky froggy. That's just not very nice. You know, I don't know what you're doing with your froggies, and you know, we don't want them to be sticky. And if you do find that they are still sticky, even after you've run them under your lamp for a little while, you can do the water trick. You put in a water. Anyway, so my brain didn't engage for a few minutes. I'm like, it's not working. Typical, not working. And then my brain engaged. I needed to take it out of this cup thing because obviously you need to crack. Watch, squeeze there. I squeezed it together and it gives you like a crack. So I'm sorry I'm off camera. I do put my brain in gear, I promise. And we get to see what I'm doing. It was quite hard to do it holding it up. I should have zoomed you in, but you know, I'll bring you down in a minute and we'll see. And if you're watching on the TV, you can probably see it quite well. Watch it on TV. There we go. It's working. I'm so pleased. I didn't think it was going to work. I really didn't. And then my brain kicked into gear and remembered you had to squeeze it to crack it. Thank you, Mary. It's such a fun, it's such a fun little technique, and I'm really looking forward to doing some other things using the same type of thing. Not necessarily with just neons, but with other kinds of colours as well. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I loved a video on it. The frog looked awesome. Check that out. Ready. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I really like that. I was just pushing a bit on because it was slightly flapped off. You can't just leave it though, because it will come off. So you can either cover with some UV resin, or you can varnish it. But what I did was I spray varnished this Froggo. I do it afterwards, and in the glamour shots you can't really see a difference because I do use a nice a good quality. I use the Citadel spray varnish. You can get other ones. It's, you know, it's up to you. But I like using a pretty good quality one, especially for my makes, because they go on the website, they go in a shop. So obviously this Froggo needs to have a crown. I'm just popping that on now, and looky close. Oh, the neon stuff, it never gets old. Glow in the dark neons, I just absolutely love it all. And I've given this Froggo a lovely silver crown. He's going to come up and say hello. We're ignoring that his actual eyes are slightly askew. I think it suits the fact that he's got a body full of eyes anyway. So whilst those other frogs are having a round, I'm just popping him underneath to give that crown a good look. Now, I decided that this Froggo also deserved a crown because he's so regal looking. He's regal looking, yes, regal looking. Oh, I squeak. I'm fun, honestly, honest. Anyway, so he has a lovely golden crown, and I think it suits him very well indeed. Because of the tone of his green, the more gold-like crowns, because you get gold, rose gold, like a black and a silver grouping of crowns in this set that I get from Amazon. And it's the first time actually I'm putting crowns on the little Froggos, but I think they're like little princes, and they're really sweet. I thought they were too big, but I'm gonna have a little I'm gonna investigate to see if I can get smaller crowns than these ones. I bet they exist, or something exists, or something will anyway. So I will be looking to see if I can get some littler, more diddly ones for the littler frogs, because they're so cute. And they're all cured up, they're no longer sticky, and that's what we want. His handsomeness, he's like the granddad frog. Boom, 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 ah yeah. Oh, I can't take my eyes off of you. Oh dear, I'm here all week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Love you, and stay weird.
In a room full of colors and swirls, Nerd Goblin art draws a magic world, with foxes that prance and badgers that dance, a whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide, in enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright, each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush, animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap, in a realm where fantasy meets deep. The studio's alive with swirling paint, creatures so pure they need no saint. Sketches of foxes with tails of light, badgers with moonlit fur in flight. Gerald floats in a stream of dreams, dragons shimmer with ethereal beams. Nerd Goblin's laughs fill the space, in every stroke there's a warm embrace. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush, animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they